Hi, this is Francisco Bujan from vitalcoaching.com. Today I have a very special topic for you. It's called 12 Body Powers. Greetings again from Shanghai. As you can see, it's raining today. This is why I have my sunglasses on, just in case, in case the sun comes back quickly, I want to be ready. And this gives me a little bit of a holiday feeling as well. So, 12 Body Powers. This is a little bit of a model, a concept that I have been thinking about over the last few days, and I wanted to share that with you because it puts within perspective what you are doing with your body, the way you are using your body, and what you can aim for. So these 12 body powers are like abilities or skills that we have, and you will notice that with certain forms of training you will use certain aspects of your body powers, and with other types of training or exercise or body work you will have other types of other aspects of your body powers which are being used. So what are these body powers? Well, here is a model for you. I hope you can see that. I am not sure how this is going to come out on camera, but yeah, here is an idea. And I will just go quickly through them. Spirit, strength, speed, flexibility, vitality, agility, forms, health, when he's moving that, health, beauty, play, pleasure, connection, and spirit. So I will tell you a little bit more about this. And again, the reason why I want to use this concept is because having a couple of models in your mind when you are training and understanding what you're doing is quite nice, quite incredible, important. So strength is the same as power. It's what you use when you go and do weight training at the gym, or you use your own body weight, anything that has to do with bodybuilding, building up strength. This is that power that you're using. Speed. Of course, athletes, martial arts, that's speed. Vitality, it's the same as energy. Basically, it's how much energy you have into your system. You can be extremely strong, extremely full of power and strength, but not have much vitality, for instance. Another one is health, right? It's another power that you have inside of you. Being very healthy is one of the core abilities that you can have in your body. There is flexibility, that one is easy. Agility, which is the ability to perform and perform in a very effective way. The idea of forms is a little bit more general and a little bit more complex. Is the idea that to develop something, and to have a certain amount of knowledge, a certain amount of skills, and a certain amount of forms. For instance, when you go and do martial arts and you do some forms, there is a certain amount of knowledge involved in that. With yoga, it's the same story. The next one is beauty and aesthetics. Of course, if you focus on the idea of developing a very beautiful body by going and training at the gym, what you focus on is the beauty, the aesthetics of what you're doing. If you dance, for instance, that's another way of expressing your beauty and your aesthetics. Martial arts demonstrations, same story. When then there is another aspect, which is play. What I mean by play is that the ability to have fun when you are training, that's another type of power. The ability to be creative as well. I put creativity within that context as well, but we could basically also create a new category for that. The next one is the idea of pleasure. This is the idea of sex as well. It's the idea of entering into a trance, a certain form of trance internally. It's the idea of delight. So all these aspects, the sensuality as well, the pleasure, sexual aspect of your body work, that's another aspect. And then there is another one that I call connection, which is the ability also to share or to connect through your body work. For instance, if you give a massage to somebody, that's establishing connection. If you engage in some form of play, with somebody, for instance, doing energy work together, that's going to be another form of connection and exchange that you establish. So we can put within that category the idea of love, the idea of sharing. All that is within the category of connection. And then there is the big one, which is spirit. Spirit is also the idea of mind, experience, and consciousness. So, for instance, when you practice yoga, the idea is really to embody something, to be aware of your biofield, to develop a sense of consciousness. So it really opens channels of consciousness. When you practice martial arts, also you want to develop an open vision, in all directions, and be in a sense of awareness. So you have lots of physical practices that are a pathway into expanding your consciousness. And this is what I call the spirit skill, or the spirit power. So here we go. These are 12 powers, and the reason why I'm sharing that with you again, it's so that you have some form of model, some form of context in which to which you can relate. I'm going to try to show you again that model. Let me try to do that right. As you can see, here we go. Forms, health, beauty, play, pleasure, and connection. It's not easy because it's windy. God. Here we go. Spirit, strength, speed, flexibility, vitality, agility, forms, health, beauty, play, pleasure, connection, and spirit. So I can also say that certain types of exercise will score very high in a lot of these areas. For instance, in my belief, I think that martial arts, for instance, scores very, very high because it develops strength, speed, vitality, health, flexibility, agility, forms, beauty, play. It's a pleasure. It's really delightful to practice. It opens the consciousness and develops a connection as well, or a form of competitiveness relationship with other people. So basically it's very complete. For instance, if you just focus on the bodybuilding, right? Bodybuilding, for instance, will develop strength, power, speed, vitality, not that much, health, okay, yeah, develop some health, some flexibility if you are good at that, agility not so much, forms, they are very simple. Beauty, yeah, it develops really beautiful bodies usually. The play, the creativity is not too big on that. So you see that martial arts scores really, really up there. The idea of practicing yoga scores really high as well. Yoga, for instance, is not focused so much on speed, but will develop a lot of vitality, strength, quite okay, health, flexibility, agility, and scores very high in the idea of spirit and consciousness, for instance, for the yoga thing. But if you practice dance, any form of dance, performance, modern dance, then of course the idea of play and creativity will be very high. Beauty, forms, agility, flexibility, health, vitality, speed, strength as well. Spirit a little bit lower than yoga because it's not really focused on the idea of expanding consciousness, but it is an art form, so eventually you transmit a message with that as well. Pleasure while you dance, of course, it's there, it's very present, and the idea of connection, of course, it's performance, so you develop a connection with the audience as well. So dance, very high, yoga, very high, martial arts, very high. You have other forms of sports which score a little bit lower, but who cares? It's not that important. I must say that as soon as you start engaging in any form of body work, whether it is the most perfected forms or just some form of training, or you do some stretches at home, basically it's all really, really good. You cannot get it wrong, okay? I'm not saying here that suddenly you should aim only for the highest. That would be a big mistake, because basically sometimes you have to access what is right there in front of you. If you have a gym, go and train at the gym. If you like that, if you like swimming, go and swim. If you prefer jogging, if you prefer walking, if you prefer dancing, just access what you can. It's all really, really good, okay? This is this idea of 12 body powers. For now, greetings again from Shanghai. If you want to work with me one-on-one, you know where to find me, right? vitalcoaching.com/coaching.htm. Power kicks by phone on all sorts of topics, including dating, relationships, personal power, body training, diet, nutrition, and even business, marketing strategies. I coach on absolutely all topics except maybe, you know, financial advice, serious health issues, legal advice. Those things I don't touch them too much, but everything else, just get in touch and we'll have power kick sessions by phone. On the idea of body, you have a channel on my site which is called Stay Fit, and it's available at vitalcoaching.com/stayfit.htm. It's ebook, videos, audios, and more, so you can go and check it out. vitalcoaching.com/stayfit.htm. Again, to work with me one-on-one, vitalcoaching.com/coaching.htm. I'll let you enjoy the view. Look at that. Beautiful skyscrapers. It's a bit grayish today, so I'm not going to jump into the swimming pool today, but another time. I'll be back soon. Bye-bye.